Pyledriver in the green and white now has come through to take it up and goes on. Heading down towards the last furlong, it's still Pyledriver showing in front. But still Pyledriver shows in front. He's a length and a half ahead and he's won. Pyledriver's won the King Edward VII.
Well, it's a lovely story, really. Three friends. We had a horse with Philip Hobbs, a hurdler. Hugh joined in, one of the other friends, his brother, joined in. Cut a long story short, she disappointed. She had won a couple of races on the flat when he bought her, but she disappointed. And Kevin Mercer, who was a very good friend of mine, and he was not well at the time and owned Usk Valley Stud, and a few friends, we went up to have lunch with him. And just during conversation, he said to me, "Oh, what's happening to the mare?" And I said, she's disappointed and she's going to the Doncaster sales. And he said, "Let me have a look at her pedigree." Took one look at it and he said, "You should breed from her. She's got a good flat race pedigree." And so within a week he was picking her up from Philip Hobbs, and the next thing he's saying to us, "Right, you've got to choose a stallion." Gave us the Weatherby stud book, and we had no idea, as you can imagine. Said, "This is ridiculous, you better give us a shortlist." He gave us a shortlist, and it was Kalaki and Dalakani and Equiano on there and Harbour Watch. And knowing absolutely no idea what we were doing, we went up to Tweed with him and we ended up with Harbour Watch and thought we'd made a big mistake 12, 18 months down the line, and the rest is history.
Come on, kid. We're now starting to go into the stage where he's becoming one of the best 1.5, 3-year-olds around. I mean, he's probably not the best, but he's in the top 3 or 4. At the beginning of the season, talking to the boys that own him, I said if he stays a miler, he'll win another listed race. If he becomes a 1.25 horse, he's got a chance of winning a Group 2, Group 3. But if he gets farther, he could be anything.
He's got everything. He's got gears, hasn't he? He travels, and he ran a 1.25 Kempton on. The track didn't suit him. I had a wide draw, and I was second to Berlin Tango. If he'd had a better draw, he'd have won that day. And he does travel. He's not keen, but he likes to. He's just honest. And at York, I had to take him back a position just to get him to drop his head and relax. And then once you've done that, he will then quicken and stay. But he has got gears, so he's just a really exciting horse for the future.
They're off. Race over 1.5 miles for the King Edward VII Stakes. They head up the side of the course, then they're approaching the halfway stage. Then against the running rail is Pyledriver, races in company with Mogul. Heading down towards the last furlong, it's still Pyledriver showing in front. Arthur's Kingdom in second position. Mohican Heights is closing from the back of the field, but still Pyledriver shows in front. He's a length and a half ahead and he's won. Pyledriver's won the King Edward VII.
We were totally living the dream and it was all fantastic, but after the win at York, I realised more of what we'd missed, not being at Royal Ascot. It was a great day. We celebrated with the girls at home in the garden, and I said at the time that it didn't make any difference, but having won at York, when you look back, not to be in the winner's enclosure, not to be presented with a prize at Royal Ascot, have we had a Royal Ascot winner? Yes, we have on paper. Have we experienced a Royal Ascot winner? Not really.
What was it like as an experience to have a runner in the Investec Derby?
Well, it was very exciting. Coming from Wales, we weren't allowed to travel up to the Derby. In fact, only two owners were allowed to go anyway. But so we couldn't go, but we were obviously very excited. Went into it with high hopes, quietly confident. He came out of the stalls very well, covered the first couple of furlongs very well, and then got subjected to quite heavy interference, and his chances were gone. Certainly we're very excited, looking forward to it, and it was great to have a runner in the Derby.
Did the performance at York surprise you in any way?
I went there quite confident. I didn't want to be really, but the horse was in great shape. I watched the Derby over and over again, and I know what happened, but he still made up some ground the last furlong. They wouldn't have gone back and looked at it because it's not their horse. I did, and I just thought if we were in the perfect position, exactly where we wanted to be, from where they go from one side of the track to the other, and we were just a meat in the sandwich, you just knocked out of it, and that was our race over. So I went there, I knew he was better because he was getting stronger, and that was the case with this horse. And you've seen him this morning, he's still going to get stronger, he will be better next year, physical strength. And I thought, we're going here, and he's becoming into a prime time.
We all went into it with high hopes. He's been improving with every race. William keeps telling us that he's a big horse and he's still filling his frame. He's getting stronger, muscling up all the time, so he's getting better with every race. So he ran very well at Kempton this year, ran better at Ascot. I felt even at Epsom, when he had the chance to run over the last half mile, he surprised me with his speed. So we're quite confident about his stamina before, and he showed a lot of speed. So I went into the race at York with more and more confidence. The only question was whether he could carry the extra £3 and give that to the competition. But he certainly romped home in the end and won even more well than I had hoped, really, let alone expected.
At York, the horses looked good. Mogul looked great. Other horses looked good. The talk at York was Gosden horse was a world beater. So I went there and I'm thinking, well, I still look at mine and he still stands up in my eyes and looks great. Okay, as a trainer, you look at yours as through rose-coloured glasses and you feel that you've got the one. But I did actually think this horse, he's not a flash, he's not a show-off, he just gets on and does his job.
He's definitely improved. I mean, he was at Ascot, he was a teenager. Now he's turning into a man, and he's a lovely big horse. I thought he'd win at York. I was surprised he wasn't favourite. Like I say, I'd watched Mogul run after Ascot, and to be fair, he didn't do much to show me that he'd beat me next time. So, like, I put a line through the Derby, went to York thinking if he runs like he did at Ascot, he wins, and we've got Mogul to beat. There was a couple of unknowns in there. The horse O'Sheen was riding. He had the pedigree, but he hadn't really done it. Didn't have the form in the book. So I was confident going into York, but I didn't think he'd win that well. He absolutely ran away with it and won as he liked, and he won like a Group 1 horse.
The question you're going to get asked every day up until the Pertemps St Leger is stamina, will he stay? What are his attributes that make you feel that he could stay?
Well, he just switches off. I mean, if you jump out and you send him to the 4, he might grab the bridle, but as soon as you drop him in behind a horse, he'll switch off. You've seen him cut the canter today, he doesn't pick the bridle up. He lobs along, he's relaxed. And people said to me, everybody said to me, we are going to go to the Leger, that's where we're going. People say, you're mad, he won't stay. But would he have won the Voltigeur with another 2 furlongs? Would he have stopped? Didn't look like he would to me. Would he have won at Ascot? That's a stiff track. Both, you know, York might be easier than Ascot, but Ascot, he kept going. He was running away from them. So I don't think he needs to, because he's got gears. He really has got gears. So he doesn't need to go 1 mile and 6. But will it beat him the 1 mile and 6? I don't think so. I think if he switches off like the way we ride him and he quickens up, I think he'll have a great chance.
Look at what he's done on the track. I always remember reading in the early days somebody saying that pedigrees only give you an indication of what the horse is going to be like. It's actually how he performs. Once you're on the track, you can make your own mind up. Well, yeah, Martin was one of the delights of York, that he said he could stay, that he was a 10 furlong horse as well. But the indications are that he will stay the trip, and it is a classic, and we're not going to quarantine going to France.
He finished the Ascot race very well. He finished the York race very well, both over 12 furlongs. He's got a stayer's action as well to a degree. Very relaxed running style, long striding. And he keeps chilled, which also helps. He's never really got tired in a race, that tired yet in a race. Well, it's been fantastic, and just hope it keeps going on and on. Williams believes he'll be an even better 4-year-old than he is a 3-year-old. He's getting better with every race. We have very high hopes for the St Leger, and just fingers crossed that he stays fit and well, and that's the main thing.
Martin thinks he can win a Group 1 at 10 furlongs. Let's find out if he can do it over 1 mile 6, because if he does, the options open are never ending, really.
Well, at any stage of your career, it's what you want. I mean, it's nothing more depressing than on a Tuesday in the rain riding Class 6 horses. It's the whole reason you do it, is to find decent horses. I've been very lucky in my career. I've experienced it at the very top level. I've had 2 classic wins already, and it's just so exciting, and it's great to have a chance of maybe winning another classic. And I'd like to think the experience I've gathered stands me in good stead.
As a trainer, you're always striving, any sportsman, whether we think we're sportsmen as a trainer, but you're trying to get to the top level. And you want to be training. I'd love to train one of Sheikh Mohammed's to go and win a Leger, but to win for these, you know, this was a homebred by unfashionable stallion. For me personally, to win a classic would be unbelievable, and it would be my first Group 1. So of course it would be everything.